Hello, boys and girls, it's Fog. Welcome back to Fog's World. This is episode 37, and we are still working on the Iron Golem farm, as we are likely to be for quite a number of episodes, if you ask me. Today we're going to work on one of the villages. We're going to build a spawning area, and we're going to start with this one right here. And I want to go, actually, I gave it some thought, and I want to put a layer of half slabs right below this. So let's get that going. We will start by using our old trick of using the water to get down beneath it. This should look familiar. And just put a couple of half slabs there just to get things started, make it easier for us to get in there. And we'll get back out before we drown. Before we drown, please. That would be very nice. And now that we've got those guys there, we can remove some of these leaves and build that around and then have something to build off of, right? Just like this. And a little hard to get in there, but we'll make it happen. Yeah, I want to put the half slabs here because this level that I'm on is going to have water on it. And you know how that goes. We don't like having water drip out the bottom. I don't really like the visible water drips very much. It's very handy when you're caving, but we're not caving, so I don't want it here. So that's why we're going to put a level of top slabs underneath here. And let's keep going, let's keep going. Got to get this all the way around so that I have something to stand on and something to build off of. Just like this. We're going to get rid of some of these guys. Don't need you. I have a stack of leaves in my inventory, so I can always put them back if I need to. Now, this needs to basically be an 8-block diameter circle, starting from this point. So it's not really 8 diameter, it's more like 10 diameter, but 8 blocks to the hole. How's that? Does that make sense? So that's 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then now let's do the perimeter. This is, from here we go out 7 in each, total of 7. So that's 3, 5, 7, because I'm going to put the same thing on the other side, right? So 3. So this is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to go in 1 and out 2. 1, 2. And we're going to do that again. In 1, out 2. 1, 2. So we have 7 there, and then 2 squares here, 2 squares here. And now we're going to go and do the other side. We go 2 squares here. 1, 2, and then 2 more. 1, 2. And I need a lot more slabs. I think I'm going to need more slabs than I brought, but that's okay. We'll get there. Okay, so that's 2. That's 2. This one is now 7 again, right? Because something's wrong. Did I miss? Let me double check this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm feeling like I measured this incorrectly. Did I? Did I? That matches up with that corner, so this one should match up with the other corner. And it does not. Oh, and because I'm thinking of the perimeter, not here. So this is actually wrong. I'm off by 1. Wait a minute. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Oh, dearie me. Oh. Yep, I know what I did. That's what I want. I want this kind of a shape. because I was thinking of the outer ring. Yeah, All right, let's get this pattern. Let's get this pattern right. So 7 there, just like I had. Then we go 2, 1, 2 to there. 1, 2. Yep. And then we go 2, and then we go into, and into, and 7 from here. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 2, 2, 2. That's correct. That is correct. Okay. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to do 2 again. Now this does not make an absolutely perfect circle, but it's close, and it's what I need because I need to get a certain water pattern in the middle, which will become more apparent as I get farther along here. This is the first time I've actually seen this up against the rest of my base, and it's first time I've seen it up against the rest of my base, and I need to make sure it lines up the way I want it to. Okay, now let's fill all this in, and then I'm going to put another layer of stone brick on top of this. All right, that's it for the half slabs. Now let's put down the full bricks above that. This is going to be the first spawning layer. There's going to be 2 layers, 2 spawning layers where iron golems can spawn. This will be the first of them. And we will have a ring of quote-unquote houses around the middle spawning layer there, the second spawning layer. Actually, just between the 2. You'll see what I mean. Now, in order to support enough villagers, in order to support 16 villagers, you need to have, I believe it is 48 houses in a village. Is that right? 6 times 6 times 6. 12 times 4 is 48. I believe that's the correct number. So if you have 48 houses, then your village will support 16 villagers. If you have more than that, then you know, you're great. That's fine. Now, the things that the game counts as houses. A house in Minecraft is a door, a wooden door. Has to be a wooden door, not a metal door. Has to be a wooden door where one side, the block that the wooden door is on is covered, and the block outside the wooden door has a direct view of the sky. The rules are actually more complicated than that. There are more conditions that constitute a valid house in this game than just that. But that alone is sufficient to count as a house. So plunk down a wooden door, put a block on top of the wooden door, and make sure that the block on the other side of the wooden door is visible to the sky, and you have something that the game will classify as a house. You don't need to put walls. You don't need to surround it with anything. That is sufficient. That's all it takes. So we're going to take advantage of that. We are going to put a number of doors around this thing, actually more than 48, because the shape that we're building in allows us to go a little bit bigger than just 48. So I'm going to take advantage of that a bit. Right here. Okay, so this is our outer ring. You'll notice that I'm using leaves for scaffolding for this entire project. We're going to continue with that because they're easy to remove and easy to keep track of. All right, there is our spawning floor done. We are going to fill this with water eventually to funnel all of our guys down into the middle there, but I'm going to wait until I'm farther along in the build to actually put the water here, because if I were to put the water here right now, it would make it more difficult for me to work. Okay, there is the bottom floor of our village. This is the bottom spawning layer. This is where the iron golems could spawn, and this will eventually be filled with water that will push the golems over here to the center hole and down below the ocean. But for now, I'm going to leave it empty because it's going to make it easier for me to work if I don't do that yet. So let's see, I need another ring right up here, exactly like the first. So that's what we're doing here. The leaves are just scaffolding again. Those will all be removed before I'm done. Now, I thought about building this in sandstone, and I decided against it because I thought that I wanted to keep with the same look as the rest of the base. I didn't want to make it look totally different. But I'm still not sure that I like the stone brick better than the sandstone. I think the sandstone would have looked really cool. Of course, I do have an awful lot of this stone brick. So there are pros and cons to both, I suppose. I do get tired of seeing this stone brick gray everywhere. It would be nice to have some different colors, which is why I put the sandstone there and there and there. So yeah, I guess I could have gone either way with it, but we're committed now. We're committed to the brick. So brick it is. All right. So we have another ring up there. This ring actually needs to be very well lit. So I'm going to come through here and I'm going to place a bunch of torches. Let's see, how do I want to do that? I'm going to do it this way. Be careful not to fall into my hole. I'm short a torch. Well, we'll take one from here. There we go. Torches everywhere. And let's remove some of this scaffolding that we don't need anymore. We do need scaffolding, we just don't need it here. Oh, there was an extra torch. Here, we can put you back. Right there. All right. Make it easier for us to get back up on it here. All right, before I go any farther, this whole ring is going to be coated with doors, but I don't have any doors on me, so we'll take care of that in a little bit. Before we do, though, let me go and collect these. We need to build a couple of little, basically boxes, little places, villager holding cells, I guess is the proper term. And I'm going to build 4 of those, 4 places for villagers. Eventually I'm going to put 4 villagers in each of these holding cells. And they are going to be built right off of here. Hold on, let me refer to my notes. All right, I was correct. I need to build right off of this block right there. So we're going to build a little tiny holding cell right here. Whoops. Thank you. We can get rid of some of these leaves here eventually. We go up. These walls are too high. And then we're going to put a glowstone cap, and I didn't bring any glowstone. Let's go get some glowstone. I've got some over here. All right, this is where we're going to put our villagers. There are going to be 4 villagers here. There's going to be another one over there, another one over there, and another one over there. I will build those, and I will talk to you as soon as I am done. All right, well now I've got the holding cells, the villager cells in place. Let me make sure this one's in the right spot. Yes, it is. Okay, I thought for a minute I'd built it in too close. But okay, so the villager holding cells are all in place. This is where the villagers in our village will be stationed, the poor slobs. or confined, I guess would be a better word. I've put down a workbench and a chest here, as these are just temporary. These are here because we need an awful lot of doors. We need a boatload of doors. We need about, well, we need exactly 60 doors. So let's get started making them. It's going to take a lot of time to get them all made. So let's just do that right now. Okay, let's start placing doors. And we'll start on the far side. Whoops. And that's why we'll start on the far side. It's just so easy to fall off. Let's start back here. Now this is definitely quite a bit more doors than I actually need. I really don't need this many. 48 I think would be sufficient. The reason I'm making so many is mostly just because I like the look of having the whole thing surrounded with doors. I mean, that's all there is to it. I'm doing it for aesthetic reasons, not for functional reasons. Like I said, I don't need this many doors. But it's going to look good. And hey, looking good is a good thing. Alright, as you can see, we've got all of our doors in place. That's 60 doors that I've had to use to surround this whole thing. Now, as I said before, that is actually more doors than we need. We really only need about 48. I decided to go for the whole 60 because it looks really good, having all the doors all the way around there. I think that looks really neat. And also because it will make it a little more zombie-proof, believe it or not, because we're going to have zombies attacking this place from time to time, no matter how well we light it up. Zombie villager attacks are just a fact of life here, people, so unfortunately we have to prepare for that inevitability. And this just means that it'll be less of a hassle because I won't have to replace the doors quite as often as the zombies break them down. Now I'm building the next spawning level. Like I said, there are 2 spawning levels in this. We built the bottom one. Now we're building the second level. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8. It should line up with that, and it does. This should all look very familiar. Alright, that's the second spawning layer done. Now we have to do a little bit of work here before I'm ready to move on. Let's do some cleaning up here. We need to get in here and get these chests and things removed. We're not going to need this anymore, so let's pick that up. And I want to get all this stuff out of here. I don't know if I've got enough room to carry it all. I don't, so we will have to use multiple trips to do that. Hearing a skeleton. I think he's below me. Yes, indeed he is. He's in the... he spawned inside the light sensor. That's too funny. Okay, let's collect the rest of you. Get you. And you. And we'll go down in there. Okay. Get this stuff out. Oh, darn it. Doggone it. I've got an oak sapling I don't want to hold on to, I guess. Excellent. All right, now to go up top and finish this thing. Now, what we're going to do is, to complete our houses, they need to have a roof on them, but I also want to have them very well lit. So I am going to go ahead and build my roof out of glowstone. And yeah, it's a little bit expensive. You could use whatever material you want here. You don't really need to use glowstone, of course. You can just use anything, stone brick, anything that Enderman won't walk away with. So, whoops. I'm talking about stone brick, and so what do? I lay down stone brick. No, I am not laying down stone brick. I am going to use glowstone for my roof. Don't need to, but I'm going to. So yeah, call it an extravagance, but I think it's going to look really cool. And actually, putting glowstone up here actually is kind of nice because it means I'm going to be able to remove all those torches that I put up down below. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a minute. So for those of you that are counting, it costs, it's 60 blocks to do this full ring. So I'm using 60 blocks of glowstone to light up this whole thing. As I said, definitely overkill. If you add the 4 there and there and there and there, that's 16 more. So you're looking at 76 blocks of glowstone I've used to build this village. Definitely overkill, but we're going for a look more than I'm worried about function here. It's not all about function. It's about function, but it's not all about function. Give me you. We're going to remove all these now. Very soon it will be time for us to do our water. Okay, we can now remove all of these torches. And we can remove those as well, or we can just let the water wash them away. They'll just get washed into the end from here, so maybe we just let that happen. Okay, it's time to put some water down here. Get rid of that block, I guess, so that I can, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to need to build a ladder there in a minute, or build a staircase. All right, so since I don't want to bring since I don't want to do a spring, I'm just going to use ice for these. Now, you have to be careful. I don't want to create infinite water springs next to these blocks here. Okay, those need to be just regular water. These are going to be okay to be infinite water springs, but those must not be. Now, I don't know if there's enough light here for these to melt or not. Probably not. So now that I've got them in place, now it's time to break them all. And I have to be careful not to let it wash me down. Because I don't really want to go down into the ocean. Not so much anyway. All right, now all of these will reach right to that edge there. And you can see right here, these all meet in a diagonal here. So if anything spawns anywhere on this pad, it will all wash right to the center. And that's, of course, exactly what we want. So let me ender pearl out of here. I should have had an ender pearl on my bar, and I didn't. So I'll go here so I can change that around. And now I can remove this block without worrying about getting washed away. Let's go over to there. And now we got to go back up top. All right, and now we just do the same thing up here. This gets a little bit easier because we have something to stand on while we do it. I don't want to allow these to just melt on their own because they won't update. And I want to make sure they actually update. Okay, so the people, the observant among you may notice that this is not really a true circle. These two blocks here are actually out just a little farther than they would be. If this were a true circle, there would be a block here and not these two here. The reason this is pinched out just a little bit is because if I were to put a source block there and a source block here, it would create infinite water blocks, create infinite springs all the way across here. And doing that would mess up my water flow. So that is why it is not a perfect circle. Well, as perfect as you can get in Minecraft anyway. There is no such thing as a perfect circle in Minecraft. All right, now at this point our village is done. All that we lack, unfortunately, is villagers. And as you might guess, that's probably going to be the most difficult and time-consuming of our tasks, is getting villagers up here. So that is not something that we are going to be able to do today. Oh, darn it. Oh, fine. We'll just hack them down with the axe. Yeah, we are not going to be able to do villagers in this episode. Instead, what I will probably do is I will work on that next episode, work on getting some villagers to populate our village with. Remember, we need a total of 16 in there. Now, actually, we don't need to get a full 16 in order to make this work. We could just put 4 in there. Or, sorry, just 8. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. And that would be enough that the villagers would breed all on their own and populate the rest of the village eventually, although it would take a while. They're not very quick. Not terribly quick breeders. But we don't really have time for that today. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the episode here. Let's go and take a look at this from above, because I am really interested to see how this is going to look. Oh, that looks really neat. Yeah, I'm real happy with that. Get up there. Thank you. Yeah, that looks great. That looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and build the other 2 villages off camera. They'll be built exactly the same as this one was, of course. And that'll be it for today's episode. We will talk to you all next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hitting that like button. And next episode, we'll see what we can do about our population problem. Thanks again. We'll see you later.